Okay. Okay.
Drop their wings upon my brother, cast their shadows on his head. And if we follow where they're leading, we will surely come before some unseen and wondrous magic made our visions to explore. Near the town where we were living, they know the bandit farm. Every year we plant an orchid near the shelter of its own, to protect us from the madness and the future still to come. And it will be like this forever. It will keep us safe from harm. Caught us in the summer, dressed in father's finest clothes. You the hat he wore to market, I the jacket filled with holes. I've been searching all these hours for a hand as pale as bone that will keep the strongest sunlight and reflect the brightest stones. Near the town where we were living came a warm and fragrant smell of that orchid we had planted, now forest tall and well. What a statue to our greatness, what a story all will tell. They'll remember us forever, they'll remember where we fell. Dark machine shakes and it shudders, pulse to the left, dives near the gutter but still in the road. Traffic, it's silent, people they stare, then they turn violent. If they should touch the hem of your dress, I would rise like a lion, strike out again. Faithful they wait for a sign. Near the town where we were living came a loud and joyous sound as the earth in all her beauty picked us up from off the ground, carried far across the mountains to a kingdom never bound. We will live like this forever. I will love you, I will love you.
I am going to tell you why you are here. Why you are here. You're here because you know something. Because you know. But what you know, you can't explain. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? You felt it your entire life. Your entire life. Like darkness in your mind. Like darkness in your driving you insane. Driving you insane. It is this pain that has brought you to me. Do you know what I am talking about? Do you want to know what it is? It is. Free your mind. Your mind.
ya no me hacen casi nada. Si quieres irte, vete, yo no soy un juguete, y Dios que te bendiga entre tu vida. Y has dicho que tú quieres otra vida, y ya no quieres ser mi consentida. Ay, qué dolor profundo, qué triste es este mundo. Me siento ya muy lejos de tus brazos. Ya te ibas, corazón, de todos modos. Tus intenciones eran ya con otros. No dejes que este mundo te detenga, y que buena suerte venga en todo tu querer. Han dicho que esta vida es muy corta, aprovéchate, mi hermosa, no dejes de vivir. Matando poco a poco el alma. Las copas ya no me hacen casi nada. Si quieres irte, vete, yo no soy un juguete, y Dios que te bendiga entre tu vida. Ya te ibas, corazón, de todos modos. Tus intenciones eran ya con otros. No dejes que este mundo te detenga, y que buena suerte venga en todo tu querer. Han dicho que esta vida es muy corta, aprovéchate, mi hermosa, no dejes de vivir.
I went down to the bar to have myself a drink, 'cause Grandpa had given me some news, and I had to think. The bartender said, have a drink of gin, 'cause drinking gin ain't no sin. But I told the bartender that drinking gin won't let your nature bend. Grandpa can't fly his kite, 'cause Grandma won't give no tail, no. So you see, I got to use what Mother Nature gave me before Father Time takes it away, yeah. The mother rabbit told the father rabbit, she said, sex ain't nothing but a habit. The father rabbit told the mother rabbit, well then, shoot the habit to me, rabbit. The male bee makes love to the queen bee until she cries. And he knows that when he finishes making love, he's surely gonna die. But you see, Grandpa can't fly his kite, 'cause Grandma won't give him no tail. No. So I'm gonna use what Mother Nature gave me before Father Time takes it away. Yeah. I told you I got 16 inches, and it's 4 inches thick. And the first day I don't make love, I'll take gravely sick. I feel sorry for Grandpa, because I know what he wants to do. And that's how come I came over to your house, because I got to make love to you. You see, Grandpa can't fly his kite, 'cause Grandma won't give no tail. So I got to use what Mother Nature gave me before Father Time takes it away. Yeah. Won't last too long if you don't slow down the pace. I said, listen, doctor, good loving ain't no sin. And if that good stuff kill me, then let me go with the green. You see, Grandpa can't fly his kite, 'cause Grandma won't give him no tail. So I got to use what Mother Nature gave me before Father Time takes it away. Yeah. One more verse. Grandpa and Grandma were laying in the bed, and Grandpa turned over, and this is what he said. He said, wake up, Grandma, don't sleep so damn sound, 'cause that ain't what you promised when we first laid down. Grandpa can't fly his kite, 'cause Grandma won't give him no tail. So I got to use what Mother Nature gave me before Father Time takes it away. Yeah.
night solo, a few nights of drinking, by rewarding myself with a smoke in the morning, balancing head with the absence of will, steering clear of those that appear to be drowning. I'm a terrible hostess, or so mother says, but good manners fade when the guests overstay to the things on the shelves. They just help themselves. Here it's yours, 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 mine, and ours. Now I like the party just like everyone else. Let's play Hump a Hostess. Let's play Get the Guest. But I toast a tradition I like. I confess you leave when it's light, and I'll clean up the mess.
Do, 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 do. Da-da, do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do.
Now I like the party just like everyone else. Let's play Hump the Hostess. Let's play Get the Guest. But I toast a tradition I like. I confess you leave when it's light, and I'll clean up the mess. But for selfish pleasure, I share my few treasures, 'cause it makes me feel famous when the phone is for me. And tonight I will serve cocktails and hors d'oeuvres. Oh, it's funny how hard I work at my leisure. Now I like the party just like everyone else. Let's you leave when it's light and I clean up the mess.
Now, most of the material that we generated for all of these, we cranked out at our TSR location, but then we sent out to Los Angeles for a lot of the talent to be done out there. Tim, you did a lot of the music.
It's a fairly detailed process where I will explain what I want on a track, the type of theme that I want, the type of feel that I want to get, and sometimes going into the instrumentation.
So you sent these instructions out to who?
To various people. The composer was Dominic Messenger, and then the producers were Flint Dilley and Gordon Huckalow.
Dixon, Neil Braverman also came in and did sound effects work. So we had a good team working out there putting these together.
Sail sits just outside Limbo, watching over its gate like a lunatic watching over the stones of a river, fanatically and uncaringly at the same time. The residents are, for the most part, unqualifiedly barmaid. For example, the nameless sage of the marketplace.
Axa. Pronounced Sasso.
Great East. It's a bit much. To try talk you careful, I say. Down to understand you for. Saxo.
Pronounced Axos.
Bye-bye, come soon. Here, smack. This is Axos.
Pronounced Bob.
Hi there, this is Gordon Huckalow.
And I'm Craig Stewart Garfinkel.
And we're sitting here in Los Angeles at GDH Digital Studio A.
And we just heard Xymox, our personal favorite track from A Player's Primer to the Outlands.
Well, Craig here is responsible for many of the wonderful compositions you hear on these audio CDs.
Thank you. And Gordon's responsible for recording the dialogue, putting it in context with the world that it's in, and then creating the final ambience in the final mix.
Okay, so the director comes to me, and he says, Gordon, here's a script. We have to make this thing live. So the first thing we do is we find some actors that are going to really fit the part of the characters, or the NPCs. This is where Flint Dilley, the director, Buzz Dixon, one of our writers, and Terry Dilley, our production coordinator, come in. They cast the talent, and then direct them during the recording session. So in the case of track 8 on A Player's Primer to the Outland, we started out with a dialogue track.
The beauty of faunal is that anyone partial to animals is welcome here. If you don't mind holding a conversation with an animal that's probably smarter than you are, you'll get along fine.
Now, after we get a clean dialogue track that we all like, the entire creative staff gets together and we decide what we're going to do with both sound effects and music.
You can create quite a bit of imagery with music alone, so we start there.
In this particular scene, the creature is very sensual and very wild and very feline-esque, and so it invoked this kind of music.
Then the sound effects department had the challenge of creating the other creatures that inhabit this world.
They make it sound a lot easier than it actually is. But once you've got this wonderful wall of ambient noise that's just dancing around your head with these animals, then you've got the task of rebalancing it with the music and the primary dialogue.
I'll probably get killed by the vile hunt for saying this. But I don't really give a meow. The way I figure it, anything with a loving heart and some intelligence is good enough for me. That's what I look for in a mate. I don't care if it's green, purple, or pink, bi, or quadrupedal, human, or feline. As long as it's a loving soul, that's what I look for.
Now, at least in faunal, at least in faunal, most of the characters or the animals seem somewhat, like they could exist. But working for TSR poses its own set of problems. I mean, what do you do, for example, when you're creating a Mimir that doesn't exist? How do you make that come to life?
Well, it certainly was an interesting challenge. The script called for the sound of the Mimir, had these whirring and clicking sounds of miniature clockworks and what have you, a flock of birds taking off, and some other interesting sounds when it started up. The birds, that was actually fairly easy. We took some recordings of many flocks of birds who were indeed taking off. Something like about actually four to eight different recordings of them and just layered them together. That worked out well.
Well, what about the clockworks?
Well, for the clockworks, that was a little bit more of a challenge. I was looking for something that was fairly organic in sound, so I went to some cuckoo clocks and pulled the mechanical whirrings out of them, cut and pasted them together, as well as, believe it or not, some slot machines from Las Vegas.
And of course, you charge that to the client.
Of course. This is also one case, however, where music actually becomes part of the sound design.
That's right. We worked very closely together to create the sound. Once the opening of the Mimir happens, the music takes over and becomes this kind of eerie bed that swells as it goes along.
And together, it sounds like this.
I mean, is that really music? I'm not sure, but it works as a nice eerie bed.
Now, once we have this, we add the voice of the Mimir.
Farnell's Gate leads to the Beastlands. It's a ruined city, always teetering on the brink of destruction. To tell us of Farnell is tossed.
Now, I noticed when I listen to the Mimir, I hear lots of three-dimensional motion in the vocals and lots of three-dimensional things. How do you actually create three-dimensional sound?
One of the tools that we use is something called the Protron, which allows us to manipulate sound not only in 2 dimensions, left and right, but in 3 dimensions, forward, back, and even up and down.
And that's why the CDs that TSR has sound so real when you listen to them.
That's one of the tools that we use to achieve that effect, yes.
Great. So let's play an example that uses that technology.
Here's the intro to Track of the Vampire.
Well, Gordon, it seems like we're getting dangerously close to giving away all our audio secrets.
Yeah, Craig, I guess we should save a few of them for the next CDs.
So, for Craig Stewart Garfinkel
and Gordon Huckelo,
it's been a pleasure sharing some of our secrets with you today.
Taunting, for joking, for poking, who taught you to treat me that's gorgeous. Your costume party's awesome. Just some guys being anonymous. Dressed like a pirate with a hat for animals and a gun for ammo. Key to the bathroom, you were dressed like a Viking. Skin-tight biking shorts, looking for a metaphor. Hoping for a quick divorce. Disco bot suicide. Everyone's a friend of mine. This war against euphoria. We're up on the battle line. That's insane, like 15 beers.
Now rinse the bank for Maxi, breeze bank for plants, bank for Shanka Beamers. It's just the three of us, we no bogus. Musical, this is coming from the flick of our wrist. We not this, just listen to this. I'll tell you this.
Yeah! Happy days are here again. People gather round and tell your friend. It's great to be alive with a smile on your face, 'cause that's alright. No, you don't have to worry about your diamonds and pearls. You don't have to be around those kind of girls. You don't have to be the man who's high and fly, and that's no lie. Oh, singing happy days are here again. Everything we got is heaven sent. Think about how lucky we ought to be, 'cause life's the key.
I'm telling you, and if you want it, just clap your hands. I'm telling you, yes. If you want it, just stamp your feet. And just celebrate life. You know that it's sweet. Listen to the rhythm, you just can't sleep.
People go to work, people go to school. People go to church to learn the golden rule. People like to party, people love the sun. Every day's a bonus when you're having fun. Singing happy days are here. Everything we got is heaven sent. I think about how lucky we ought to be, 'cause life's the key. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Say
yeah.
for you rich, you give for the poor, the Father will love you more and more. And more you strong, you help the weak, you turn your back, you sow to the field. Ba do ba, spap, spap. I'm telling you that. Ba do ba, spap, spap. Come on. And if you happy, just clap your hands. I'm telling you that. If you happy, just stamp your feet. When you celebrate life, you know that it's sweet. Listen to the rhythm, man, you just can't
Just
sleep.
think
Come
about
on.
the people who are fighting the war. Give me just a reason what they're fighting for. Life could be so nice if we understood. Learn to take the bad like we take the good. Singing happy days are here again. Everything you got is heaven sent. Think about how lucky we ought to be, 'cause life's the key.
WFAQ LPFM McGuanago. Johnny boy left today for Paris and aftercare. Took the tunnel, you're a star. Remember, it's a jungle out there. Pass with ticket, paid the fare. Maximum death, 100 foot square. You should get the koi to care. Remember, it's a jungle out there. Keep the faith, Percy faith. I'm gonna try, I swear. 5 packs, 2 to a pair. Yeah, it's a jungle out there. Froggy Street gang bang, gang bang. Roam across Republic Square. They don't give a shit, so beware. Remember, it's a jungle out there. Andre Yankee millionaire. Silk and switchblade, laissez-faire. Smoking, eating, camembert. Remember, it's a jungle out there. Keep the faith, Percy faith. I'm gonna try, I swear. 5 packs, 2 to a pair. Yeah, it's a jungle out there. Here we go. My hair, I went out in my underwear. We saw Big It, go on, take care. Remember, it's a jungle out there. Keep the faith, Percy faith. I'm gonna try, I swear. 5 packs, 2 to a pair. Yeah, it's a jungle out there. Bye bye.
When you turn around, look at what's been sent to you. Look at what's been sent to you for free. Then you hit the ground, go right up to where it came. Go right up to where it came from. Let it shine over you. Wake your soul to something new. La da 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 da, da da da. Let it shine over you. Wake your soul to something new. La da 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 da, da da da. It doesn't happen every day. Sometimes it looks your way. Sometimes it looks way on through to the other side. It's where we're all getting to. It's where we all want to go someday. Let it shine over you. Wake your soul to something new. La da 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 da, da da da. Let it shine over you. Wake your soul to something new. La da 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 da, da da da. Miss it if you don't look. Remember the time you shook. Remember the time you shook me loose. You can't read it in a book. Some things don't grow in there. Some things don't grow without the air. Let it shine over you. Wake your soul to something new. La da 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 da, da da da. Let it shine over you. Skipping in the morning dew. La da 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 da, da da da. Shine.
Chicago, Illinois, and Portland, Oregon. I met people who treasure just like they were gold and diamonds records that came out 30 or 35 years ago, and the name of the singer was Mississippi John Hurt. So here he is now, Mississippi John Hurt.
kids gather round. Good sweet candy, man's in town. It's the Candy Man. It's the Candy Man. Well, it's got stick candy that's 9 inches long. He sells fast, a hawk and chew his cone. It's the Candy Man. It's the Candy Man. Getting mighty sick. You must be stuck on the Candy Man stick. Well, you all heard